Recording this video for close of trade Thursday 20th of June 2013. Well, there you go, what a day. 2.8 million contracts traded. We've sliced through 1600 now. Very interesting. So kind of everybody's digested the Fed minutes and decided, that's the end of this uptrend. I didn't trade Tuesday because Tuesday pre-FOMC is kind of choppy, and then didn't trade Wednesday because the FOMC comes out, for me in my time zone, Sydney, Australia, FOMC kind of is coming out way too late in the night for me. So today was my first opportunity to trade it, and it was nice. It swung around quite a lot, but it was kind of smooth, and it was kind of trending nicely. So like I said, I love getting quick resolution to trades. Kind of know very quickly whether you got it right or got it wrong, and so it's just one of those days, and that's why 2.8 million contracts traded going through there. In terms of the continuous contract, you can see where we're at. We've had this exhaustion buying go on here into a bearish divergence peak up here. This is kind of that exhaustion, 1680 type level. And then you can see how weak the buying has been on the retrace on the way back here. Look at these bearish divergence right on the zero line, and that blue professional bar kind of going through a support level here. That's falling through the ice. So it could be interesting that this is a little bit of a game changer in terms of trend. I mean, we traveled pretty fast today. I think we'll get it some follow through tomorrow, but we're also looking to have a little bit of a bounce because that was pretty big. But the amateurs will be freaked out and kind of sell first thing tomorrow, and then we could get a little bit of a bounce, and then we kind of decide where to go from there. In terms of oscillators, the Trin oscillator is just such a machine, just goes on. So after the FOMC day, it signaled took profits, which wasn't much on these little kind of cluster of trades, went short, and now we're kind of positioned in the right direction for this kind of change in character, change in psychology to the market now. So that's excellent. You can just see again how weak the trend turns have been in the last kind of cycles there. Trends now, so better X trend, we kind of reversed. We were under this lip. I keep on going on about going under the lip, and then we had this little kind of weak break back up, and we kind of reversed and bang. So that kind of that kind of activity where we're kind of trying to figure out the trend is pretty typical, I suppose, of kind of the type of uncertainty at a trend change, and you can see the same thing on the trend line, better trend line. So we go into a congestion zone, kind of classic. We're in congestion, waiting for a breakout, false breakout above, and bang, we come through the lower trend line. Now we're into a downtrend here. And when you look at the average trade size, ignore this bar here. So this is average trade size. This isn't better pro-am, uses a different algorithm, but the coloring's the same. So blue professional bars, blue bars for professionals, and then yellow bars for amateurs. So the data's always a bit odd just after the end of the market, so ignore this one. But coming into that high in that 1670s, 1680s type level, you can see all the blue professional bars, high average trade size, kind of taking profits, and then on this retrace, amateur up bars into that retrace bar here. And there we go, 40,500 tip bar chart. So last time into this kind of level, we had this double bottom. This is the last time I thought we were going to break through 1600 and just collapse. And no, they kind of game it up again. So that was that double bottom. This was a weird kind of day. That was rollover day. That's why it's kind of compressed here. Just made weaker and weaker highs going up here, and you can see that kind of buying coming off. We've made our exhaustion buying bearish divergence and flush patterns up here, and then all we're doing is we're just toying with people who have kind of stops and making decisions based on kind of previous pivot kind of points, and then Rambo pattern at the top, bang. Yesterday was a little bit, it was noisy around FOMC, and kind of it started off, it broke through support here, but today's where it really got going. You can see that was the kind of quantity of selling kind of going on. That in my mind is getting the move going, so we need a similar type reading to end the move. At the end of today, we've got blue professional bars kind of come in. We're in a downtrend because we're now below cyclical support on the 40,500 tip bar chart. This has got to make pullback to end of trend. I think we'll get a little bit of a bounce, maybe some part of tomorrow. Let's see. Could be two really bad days in a row and just kind of keep going down. And the 1500 tip bar chart. So today, one of my kind of classic type recommendations. So yesterday's activity, we end up at the end of the day with exhaustion selling, and I always say wait for the exhaustion selling during the next day, because you're going to get a follow-through activity. and the professionals will use that full liquidity of the day. So even though we'd sold off overnight and we had kind of blue professional bars kind of coming in here, the downtrend is not over until at least we see an exhaustion selling pattern on the downside. And so you should have been just thinking about short trades until at least you see this pattern, and then thinking about a potential reversal. The reversal doesn't work out and we kind of keep on going to the downside. So first trade in, just short of this break, just getting on board. I think I was at this blue professional bar, short at 6 even, taking out 4 on the way down to 2, and then short at 7 when we retraced back here. I only took 1 on that trade, going short at 7. Got a little bit kind of freaked out, which is kind of dumb, but anyway, because that one traveled and traveled. Then I was kind of long and short, and then I was actually in a long trade. I tried to get long here after pullback to end of trend. We'd had bullish divergence kind of come in. It's just way too early, so I tried it again afterwards here around this point here, where we'd had another kind of breakdown, exhaustion, blue professional bars kind of coming in here. We had testing, we had amateur down bars and so on, and actually pulled out 3 points out of this little retrace here. But that was not kind of good enough. The market was going to keep on going down, and as soon as we kind of came back down to those lows again, we were back into a downtrend all the way down. So you shouldn't have been thinking about kind of any type of long trades for the first 20-30 minutes, because we'd not seen this exhaustion buying. So all of these were kind of good opportunities to get short, either at the open, break a blue professional bar, something like that, or the next one here on this retrace up into Rambo, pullback level, blue professional bar, bearish divergence. We've had a little bit of exhaustion with a Rambo pattern. That's always unstable. That's always the amateurs kind of getting too excited and too many of them, and then we reverse and go down. You have all these flush signals and so on. So that was probably the nicest kind of setup, and I was into it short, but I don't know why I only took out 1. That wasn't good. But anyway, that was the nicest one there. So there we go. I think I've got my it's worth kind of going through the other multi-market charts this weekend. Everything's reversed and rolled over. Aussie dollar is unbelievable. It's down at 91 cents, 91.5 cents down. Now dollar index has bounced back up. We got all the commodities down, copper and crude, and all kinds of kind of big moves happening in those markets. And gold and silver collapse. So I'll look at those some charts this weekend. So like I said, a good day's trading. I hope you got some of it. I hope no one was trying to get looking for a reversal day, and kind of got on board these short trades, which were nice and fast and clean. Long 7.25, long 7.25, and the reason for getting long, we just, I think, put in our bottom, what is it, 9:38 a.m. Tried this after this first pullback to end of trend, went a ways, but didn't quite work out, and then we came back and formed a flush pattern here, and Rambo patterns. We had a bunch of blue professional bars on the 45 come in down here, and on 1500 break of this resistance and this blue professional bar, and we were breaking the highs of that. So it's almost like they were jumping on board this really quickly. So we're coming back down a little bit. Jumped in on a Rambo pattern here, which isn't good. Probably should have waited for the test. Right, here we go. We had another test back down. It's an amateur up bar in here on 1500, and we're going to come into a resistance at some point. We're trying to break. Come back down again. Fast, bit jumpy, but it's fast, which is good. Here we go. Looks like that was the break. Blue professional bar kind of comes in, takes through 97s. So we've got this congestion zone. We've got amateur up bars, amateur down bars, 1545, just showing that little congestion zone, a break above the highs of that. Here we go. Alright, that could be our change of trend. Well, we hit Rambo pattern and resistance on 1500, but we just pushed down into a blue professional bar. Support kind of comes in. There's an amateur bar, down bar here. We're not taking profits. We're going to punch up through 98s, and I'm just going to move my target to 1625. just for 3. Let's just see if we can, just because 1600 is such an important level, and I don't want to get anywhere near this kind of O2 level here. Now up bars, come on, need to get through here, and then all of a sudden we'll go bang, we'll run some stops, trailing stops, wide trailing stops. We go, almost got to 99s, another Rambo pattern here, and a blue professional bar just come in there. I hope this isn't like a complex correction up and then it's just going to reverse and go the other way. See an exhaustion pattern first before it turns around, I'd have thought. Up bars, yeah, could be wanting to do that, but let's just C99s. Come on. The blue professional bar coming on 1500, so happy with my target where it is. Just a little push up into 1600s. Come on, another blue professional bar coming on 500 here. So, excellent, and at 1625 for another 3. So that's definitely enough for me. Bot signal just went off in my ear. Rambo patterns in here. All this exhaustion here, 8000. So could be a little bit of a, push back down, a test back down. All these Rambo patterns is not kind of good. I'm done. 9:51 AM. So traded a lot longer than I wanted to today, but anyway, it's good.